Okay, we're now back with a slightly more complex example because we're going to be looking at hydrates. Now, an important thing to keep in mind with hydrates is that the dot here does not mean multiply. It just means that there are 5 water molecules attached to the copper sulfate. So we're being asked in this question, what is the molar mass of copper sulfate pentahydrate? Because there's 5 water molecules attached there. So again, we first just need to figure out all of the different elements within this substance here, and then the molar masses of each one on their own. So if we look to the side, I'm going to keep a tally here. So we have copper, we have sulfur, and we have oxygen for the CuSO4. I want to do them separately like this because then it makes it easier to say, okay, I'm going to take just the molar mass of that section on its own, and then we'll do the waters on their own as well. So copper, sulfur, and oxygen, we can look right to our periodic table. We know the molar mass of copper, 63.546. grams per mole. We have a sulfur. When we look to sulfur, we will see that that one has a molar mass of 32.065 grams per mole. And then oxygen, we saw that in the previous example, 15.9994 grams per mole. Now there's only one each of the copper and sulfur, but there's 4 of the oxygen. So we're going to need to multiply that one by 4 to get the final molar mass of the oxygen in the copper sulfate part of this substance. So that's 63.9976 grams per mole. Alright, taking all of those together, the molar mass of the oxygens plus the sulfur plus the copper, that's going to give us a total of 159.6086 grams per mole. And that's just for the first section. Now we want to find out the molar mass of this part here. And there are many ways you could do this. I personally think that the easiest way is just to find the molar mass of the water and then multiply that by the coefficient in front. So that's what I'll be doing. So for the water, we know that there's hydrogen and we know that there's oxygen. We have seen the molar mass for oxygen a couple times now, grams per mole, and we know there's only one of those in a water. Now for the hydrogen, that has a molar mass of 1.00794 grams per mole, and there are 2. So we're going to know that in the end, the mass of this molecule here, just based on the hydrogen, is 2.01588 grams per mole. Then we add this number together with this number to get the molar mass of the water. And we see that our molar mass of the water there is 18.01528 grams per mole. But we remember that there's 5 of them, so we're going to have to multiply this value by 5. So when we multiply that by 5, we're going to get 90.0764 grams per mole. And that gives us the molar mass of this compound from the water. So now we're going to take those two numbers and add them together to determine the overall molar mass of copper sulfate pentahydrate. So when you add this value with this value, I'm just rewriting it again so it's more clear. Your final answer will be 249.685 grams per mole. And then generally in this course, I'm not going to focus too much on significant figures or anything like that. You know, just in the interest of saving time in the quadmester, we're just going to round that off to 2 decimal places at the very end, and that'll be good enough. So that is our final answer, and then therefore the molar mass of copper sulfate pentahydrate is 249.69 grams per mole. Alright, so that's the final answer there. And now you should be able to try one of these on your own.